This bread costs less than 50 cents to make, and once you try it, you might never buy store bread again. And the best part, you only need 6 ingredients to make this perfect homemade bread. If you have ever thought making bread is hard, I'm about to prove you wrong. No bread machine, no experience, and no stress. If you can stir, then you can definitely make this bread with just simple ingredients found in your kitchen. Here is all you need: flour, powdered milk, yeast, sugar, salt, warm water, oil, and butter. That's it. That's the whole magic. First, wake up the yeast. Think of it like giving it coffee. Add a glass of water in a pot and warm for about 1 to 2 minutes. In a bowl, add the warm water, 2 tablespoons of yeast, and 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Stir gently for everything to come together and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. You will know it's ready once it looks foamy on top. If your yeast doesn't form, then it means your water was too hot or too cold, or your yeast might have expired.
Once you see the foam, that's how you know your bread is about to be amazing. In a large bowl, add the yeast mixture and 3 cups of all-purpose flour. If you look closely, you will notice how I measured my flour. After adding your flour, add 4 tablespoons of sugar, 4 tablespoons of powdered milk, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Then stir until it looks messy, because right now it will. Mix everything together until a soft dough forms. You can gradually add water if your mixture is too hard and continue mixing. Remember, at this point your dough will look ugly, sticky, messy, and uncooperative, just like most of us before coffee. Kneading is just push, fold, turn, repeat. Push, fold, turn, and repeat again. And after about 8 to 15 minutes, depending on how tired you are at this point, it transforms from chaos into something soft, elastic, and alive. Add your butter gradually. Please never you add all your butter at once. You can actually omit this part if you don't have butter at home. So after adding your butter, continue the push, fold, turn, and repeat. Honestly, this part free stress relief. Don't forget, always add more flour if your mixture is too soft, and continue kneading. Now we are almost done with the kneading part. Add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil and continue kneading. If your dough sticks to everything except your hands, congratulations, you are doing it right. Once you achieve a non-stick dough, this is the moment you realize, wait, I'm actually making bread. To know your dough is well knit and ready to bake, cut a little amount and stretch. Once it doesn't break immediately, then you got yourself the perfect bread dough. But if it breaks immediately you stretch, then you need to continue kneading your bread dough, because kneading your dough well is part of the process of always making the perfect homemade bread. Transfer your dough in a bowl, cover and keep it in a warm place for about 1 hour for it to rise. Now we wait, and honestly this is my favorite part, because bread teaches patience. You can't rush it, you can't force it, you just let it become.
1 hour later, open and your dough has doubled in size. Punch it down gently to remove air bubbles. This is actually one of my favorite parts when making bread at home. So now what you need to do is you start prepping your bread for baking. Fold so you can easily use a knife to divide the bread. Shape it into a loaf and place it into a greased bread pan. Just watch gently how I shape my bread dough to become a loaf. This process, please make sure you're folding your bread dough tightly. Take your time and gently fold your bread dough. Bread can be very easy to make if you're patient and ready to learn. I literally make bread every week because for me it's cheaper, it's relaxing and fun. Just think of the excitement knowing that the bread sitting in your kitchen is actually made by you. And also the feeling of having freshly baked bread in your house. If you watch this video to the end, I promise you will always get the perfect homemade bread all the time. So to make the second part, you can also use a ruling stick to rule out the dough. In this video, I'll be showing you how to bake bread using the bread pan with a lid and the bread pan without a lid. Ruling the bread dough with a ruling stick make it easy and faster for me to fold my bread. Most people mess their bread because of one small mistake, and I promise to show you the mistake most people make before the end of this video. Now it gets to one final rise. This is what creates the soft fluffy texture inside
inside your bread. Brush the back of your bread with vegetable oil and now bring in your bread pan. I will show you how to bake bread using the pan with lid and the bread pan without lid. Place the bread dough inside the bread pan, then cover and keep in a warm place for about 30 to 1 hour for it to double in size.
And remember earlier when I said most people make one mistake when making bread? This is where it happens. They rush this step. If you skip this rise, your bread will be dense, heavy and disappointing. So an advice, always rise your bread twice before baking. Depending on how fast your oven gets hot, you should preheat your oven 10 to 15 minutes before baking your bread. Brush the back of your bread with vegetable oil and place inside the preheated oven.
Bake the bread in 350 Fahrenheit or 150 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. At this point, the smell of fresh bread will be all over your home. After 35 minutes, you just made yourself the best soft and fluffy homemade bread. Just look at this goodness. Please, if you made it this far, please give yourself a tight hug because you just made yourself the most delicious homemade bread. This is the smell of real bread, of comfort and of home. This isn't just a recipe, this is a skill, something you can make again and again for yourself, for your family and for the people you care about. As a beginner, remember every time you make it, it gets better. Again, this isn't just bread, this is the kind of recipe you pass down, the kind that turns a regular day into something warm and comforting. And the best and fun part of it is you made it yourself. If you made it this far, you are officially part of the homemade bread club. Let the bread cool down for about 3 to 4 hours, then slice it and enjoy with butter, jam or anything you like.
Before you slice this bread, there is something you need to know. If you store this bread the wrong way, this soft, beautiful loaf can turn dry and disappointing. But if you store it the right way, it can last weeks and even months.
So let's start with the simplest one, room temperature. If you keep your homemade bread in an airtight container or bread bag, it can stay fresh for about 2 to 3 days. The key is keeping air out because air is what dries your bread. And quick tip, never store fresh bread in the fridge right away because that actually makes it to get stale faster. Now, if you want your bread to last longer, you can store your bread in the fridge. When properly wrapped, it can last about 5 to 7 days. But also note that it lasts longer, yes, but it can lose some of that soft texture. And here's how to fix it. Just toast it. Warm bread brings it back to life. Now, this is the real sacred weapon, the freezer. Homemade bread freezes beautifully. If you slice it first, don't worry, wrap it well and freeze it. Your bread can last up to 3 months in the freezer. And the best part is you don't even need to thaw the whole loaf. Just take out a slice. Of what you want to consume and leave it in a warm place for about 3 to 4 hours before toasting and eating again. You all, I love sharing recipes like this because good food shouldn't be complicated. Food should feel comfortable and enjoyable all the time.
Please drop a comment if you learned something from this video. I post new recipes every single Sunday. So enjoy your bread, subscribe, turn on your notification bell and come back next Sunday.